Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. My name is Nikki, and if it's your first time visiting, I would love for you to subscribe and become a member of my little family that we've got going on here. There's about 70 videos, so hopefully you'll be able to find one that you would enjoy. But for today's video, I'm going to be doing a little bit of a product or tool review, if you rather, whatever you want to call it, on the Royal and Langnickel Prismatic Moda brushes. There's a 4-piece set right here. On the back of this set, it will tell you what each one is supposed to be used for. However, I did not use them in that way. Like, I did switch it up a little bit. But you can definitely use them how it says to, or just, you know, do whatever feels right to you. There are 4 brushes in here ranging from different sizes. They are absolutely beautiful brushes. They have this amazing oil slick look to them, which I personally find absolutely beautiful. Mine are a little bit dirty right now, as you can see where I just filmed this, but they are supposed to be easy to clean so they don't have to look all ugly all the time. And they are cruelty free, which is always a huge plus. I mean, that's always a plus. It says right on the box that it gives a flawless complexion, and it does not lie. My foundation and stuff went on like a dream today. I kid you not. It's amazing. The only thing that I feel like I should have done differently, I applied one side of my makeup using my beauty blender, and I applied the other side using just those brushes. And on this side, I applied, like I said, with the brushes. So when I got done applying it with the brush, I went over it with the beauty blender, and this concealer over here blended out so flawlessly that I've never had my concealer blend out like that. And I do use the beauty blender on pretty much a daily basis, or my Real Technique sponge. But on this side, I just used the beauty blender, and it still blended out really nicely, don't get me wrong, but there's something about, I guess, taking the extra step of blending it out with the brush first. I wish I would have done that on this eye as well, because it blended out so good over here. I can tell such a huge difference. You may not be able to on camera, I'm not really sure, but I think that's everything that I needed to say. I keep trying to think if there's anything else that I need to tell you, but I can't. So that probably tells me it's time to shut up and get on to the video. So don't forget to subscribe before you leave, and always be you. Have a great day, guys. In this kit, you get 4 brushes. You can see this one is a little bit dirty already because I already tried to film this once today and it just was not happening. The larger brush right here, it says that it is number 801. It says you are to use this large brush for all over cream or liquid foundation application. Move the brush in one fluid movement over your face to apply and blend. Number 802, which is the next big one, says ideal for blush or bronzer application for a stunning glow. Number 803, which is this guy right here, says that you can create a flawlessly blended contour under your cheekbones, along your jawline, or at the hairline. And then this baby guy right here is number 804. It says this small brush is perfect for precisely applying concealer, blending makeup under your eyes, or for contouring your nose or other small areas of their face. Now that we have got the whole 101 situation going on, let's see what these guys are all about. Okay, so this is them out of their packaging. You can see they are gorgeous mermaid looking shades. It is very pretty. The handle looks just like a mermaid. I mean, it is so beautiful. They are very, very soft. It does not feel like a brush at all. It almost feels like a sponge going across your face, so that's very nice as well. Also, just to reference how good these are going to be, I'm going to use one side with my beauty blender and the other side with these brushes, just to, you know, again, see what it's all about, see how they compare. And to get this started, I'm going to be using my favorite foundation, which is the Milani Conceal and Perfect. It's a little bit too dark for me at the moment, but it's okay, we'll make it work. So I'm just going to take one pump on my hand. That's typically all I need, but sometimes I'll do 2. It just depends on exactly how much coverage that I want. But before I do that, I am going to go ahead and prime my face. It's already moisturized. Who cares? As many samples as I get, you need to use them, right? I think for good measure, I'm just going to go ahead and take 1/2 of a more pump on here, because I'd rather be safe than sorry. I'm going to give it a fair chance, you know? You know what I'm saying? Okay, and because I'm familiar with the Beauty Blender, I'm just going to go ahead and do that one first. I'm just going to do the left side of my face using the Beauty Blender. It's not completely damp, but it is, and I'm not really worried about it. I already know how good a job that it does, so we're not really worried about showing up this side. We're worried about finding out if the other brushes can compare to the magic of the Beauty Blender. I don't know about you guys, but I have super red ears, so I always have to take my foundation onto my ears. Okay, and you can see the side that has been blended out with the Beauty Blender is pretty much completely flawless now, which is as to be expected with the Beauty Blender, and that foundation definitely doesn't hurt anything. That is seriously the best foundation ever. So now I'm going to go on the other side with this little Royal and Langnickel brush, and it says to sweep your foundation on in one fluid movement. And I like this brush because it's actually getting in my nose crease, which is pretty deep, if I do say so myself. A lot of the times I even struggle getting my Beauty Blender in there, and it's really annoying to try to deal with. Well, this side is pretty much already blended out, so that didn't even take as long as it did with the Beauty Blender, and it's already pretty much seamless. Like, everything is in there. My nose is a little bit dry. You can probably see that it's not at fault for the brush or the foundation, either one. That's just my skin. I don't know why. I'm going to come in a little bit closer so that you can see how the sides compare. I don't really see that much of a difference on either side. Honestly, I don't see any difference at all. You guys can leave in the comments below if you see a difference, but honestly, both sides look like they blended out pretty smooth and flawlessly to me. Again, this is a very full coverage foundation, so that may be what it is. I don't really know, but I like it. I like it a lot. The next one says that it would be good for blush or bronzer application for a stunning glow, but I think that I need to deal with concealer first. So it says to use the smallest one for your concealer, which I don't know, that might work. For my concealer, I'm using the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Eraser for dark circles in the shade Light Pale. I've been using this one for quite a while now, and I really enjoy it. It seems to work really good, and it doesn't really crease on me. Sometimes I don't really like the fact that you have to twist it. It's not that I mind twisting it. I don't know, just I've never really had one that you have to twist, and a lot of times I do that right there and get way too much product, and then other times I don't get enough product. So we're going to go ahead and highlight and conceal with that, and I'm going to, I guess, blend it out with this brush at first and see. I kind of feel like the next one up would be better for this, but we'll see. Yeah, I don't really like that. Skip. We're going to go on to the next size up. And again, that actually seemed to work out really well. I'm going to go ahead and do the other side with my Beauty Blender, just again so you can see the comparison. I don't really know how I feel about it for concealer. I mean, it's not bad, but I do think that I would probably still go over it with the Beauty Blender, so you can take that with a grain of salt. You may like those just fine. I do feel like this side went in the skin a little bit better, the side that I initially used the brush on, so it actually might be a good idea to go over it with the brush first and then the beauty blender. But I do like the finish that it gives. And then for my nose, I'm just going to go ahead while I have the beauty blender in my hand and finish blending out my concealer and highlight. Okay, to apply my bronzer, I'm going to take the second biggest one. This one is the number 802, and I'm going to use the Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer. This one is Light Bronzer 1N, and I'm just going to apply that like I normally would. Okay. Really sucks because I don't really have a mirror to where I can see what I'm doing. I do feel like that's doing a very good job. It's making the blending process like non-existent. Like, I don't feel like I'm doing any work here whatsoever. It's just blending into the skin so well. Then I guess I'm going to take that same brush and do a little bit of contouring on my nose with that bronzer. I love this bronzer because it's not too orangey to where you can't contour with it, but it's not too gray to where you can't bronze with it. It's like the perfect bronzer. Alright, I really like the way this is working. I'm really digging these brushes, guys. It does say that you should use this smaller brush right here for contouring your nose, but I had already got concealer on it. Not to say that you couldn't wipe it off, but this one actually did a really good job too, because I'm not really too precise with nose contouring. I just hit it with a little bit of bronzer on each side and call it done. I'm not really, if I try to shape out my nose really hard, I would hate to say what it would look like. Maybe someday we'll make that a video too though. Okay, now that we have all this on here, I'm going to go ahead and put on the rest of my makeup and I'll be right back. Okay, now that I have pretty much all my other makeup on, I'm going to go ahead and put on some blush. This is the Femme Couture Velvet Bronzer Blush Duo. I guess it's called Velvet Brownie. But I'm going to take this shade right here and apply that onto the apples of my cheeks using the second largest brush. And this is going to be a very subtle glow. Not really wanting it to be super heavy or anything. And that's actually a little bit glowy too, so we could use that as our highlight, but we're not going to. So for highlight, I'm taking Becca's Opal. It looks pretty rough these days. She got cracked. I hate that. But I'm just going to use that same brush that I was just using and just maybe. We're going to try. And I'm going to just turn my face to the light and hit the highest points. Whoop, baby, look at that. Yes. I'm going to do it again to this side. Can you see that? I actually quite like this brush. It's actually like pushing the highlight into my skin as opposed to just letting it sit on top of my skin. Which this is a good highlight too, so again, could be the product, but I think the brush has a lot to do with it as well. I'm going to put a little bit on the Cupid's bow. And then I'm just going to take my ring finger and put just a little bit on the inner corners of my eyes just to brighten them up. On my lips, I just lined them with the CoverGirl Lip Perfection number 210 Seduce. Just looks like this. It's a little nude colored lip liner, and to put over the top of that, I used Makeup Revolution's Rain liquid lipstick. Just looks like this. Love that stuff. It is my favorite. It wears really nicely. You could top it off with a gloss, however I'm not going to just don't feel like it. Do what you want to do. And yeah, I think that's pretty much everything. I'm very, very impressed with this brush set. Could you live without it? Depends on how much you love makeup brushes. I personally am very much a lover of makeup brushes, so I'm very grateful and happy to have them. I would definitely prefer paying the price of $16 versus however much it was that those Artiste brushes are. I'm not saying that those are bad brushes. I'm just saying it's my price point. These pretty much hit the nail on the head. They definitely got the job done. They blended out foundation seamlessly. I did pick and choose which brush I wanted to use in different places. I would not so much recommend the smallest brush under your eyes for concealer, but that's up to you. You may have a smaller amount of space to work with. I don't know. My eyelids are, or my under eyes are a little bit soft and saggy. They're just a little bit saggy these days, so to me the bigger brush doesn't tug as bad as the smaller brush did. But if you have young and beautiful eyelids, then you'll probably love that brush for that purpose. Guess that's it for now, guys. Thanks for watching as always, and have a great day. Don't forget to subscribe and always be you.